Hello and welcome to Cần Thơ News of Cần Thơ Radio and Television Station. Here are today's headlines. A meeting of the Steering Committee for Sustainable Development Projects in the Mekong Delta to adapt to climate change, to accelerate progress and remove obstacles for the projects. The chairman of the city requested the World Bank to support the implementation of 60 new residential areas with a capital of about 12,000 billion Vietnam dong. Top news today. The Steering Committee for Sustainable Development Projects in the Mekong Delta to adapt to climate change has just met for the second time to accelerate progress and remove obstacles for the projects.
Representatives of the relevant groups have conversations at the event to promote the advancement, get rid of obstacles, and quicken the procedure's execution. Mr. Nguyễn Ngọc Hè, Vice Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee, proposed to assign Cần Thơ and Hậu Giang City as the governing body for the project of upgrading and expanding National Highway 61C. He also suggested the Ministry of Transport serves as the investor of the Ô Bridge project connecting the cities of Cần Thơ and Đồng Tháp due to its large scale, extremely high technical standards and complex technical criterion. The meeting was graded as being effective by the Deputy Minister of Planning and Investment. It assisted the units in updating and completing the project proposal to make sure it complies with the requirements as set forth by Vietnamese legislation.
At a recent meeting with the World Bank delegation, the chairman of Cần Thơ City People Committee, Mr. Chương, requested the World Bank to support the implementation of 60 new residential areas with a capital of about 12,000 billion Vietnam dong.
Accordingly, the city hopes that the WB will continue to support Cần Thơ City in technical and financial terms. The city's greatest need currently is to build new rural residential areas with the goal of urban embellishment combined with resettlement to improve people's quality of life. According to the analysis, the city requires the construction of 16 new rural residential zones with 1,150 hectares of resettlement. These residential areas are expected to cost a total of around 12,000 billion Vietnam dong to build.
In the first 6 months of this year, the whole city of Cần Thơ has saved more than 30 million kilowatt-hour of electricity, reaching over 134% of the plan.
Along with technical solutions, the city's power sector also promoted the mobilization to save electricity by taking specific actions, such as not setting the air conditioner temperature below 26 degrees Celsius, turning off electrical appliances when not needed, using electrical appliances with energy-saving labels, mobilize industrials production customers to use the current capacity and load charge register with the electricity unit, partial displacements of production activities after 10 p.m., minimize the mobilization of equipment with large power consumption during peak hours.
In order to enforce the law on prevention and control of tobacco harms, the chairman of the Cần Thơ City People Committee asked the city departments and agencies to include the content of tobacco harm prevention and control in the annual operation plan, including the regulation on the smoking ban at the workplace into the internal regulations of the agency and unit. The authorities shall equip items to store cigarette butts in the area where smoking is allowed and places reserved for smokers. At the same time, study and direct officials and employees at the unit to implement the provisions of the law on prevention and control of tobacco harms. Regularly monitor the implementation of smoking ban in the workplace of the agency and its affiliated units. Additionally, agencies and units leaders set the bar for implementation and mobilization. Put the criterion of not smoking at work as a standard for cadres, civil servants, public employees, and employees of agencies and units. In the first 6 months of this year, the Social Insurance Agency of Cần Thơ City has settled the insurance regime with the amount of over 1.3 billion Vietnam dong to ensure timely and adequate expenditure for people. Social Insurance has signed a contract with the City Post Office to pay beneficiaries in a timely manner. Pensions, unemployment insurance, and one-time social insurance benefits are all paid via cash or ATM accounts. The social insurance organization either pays the employees directly by ATM or through the employers for sickness and maternity benefits. On the morning of July 16, Hòa Hảo Medic Cần Thơ General Hospital cooperated with Bình Thủy District People Committee to organize a program of medical examination and gift giving in Bình Thủy District on the occasion of the 76th anniversary of the War Invalids and Martyr Day, July 27, 1947, July 27, 2023. 450 families were examined by doctors and nurses of Hòa Hảo General Hospital. In addition, the medical examination team also gave gifts of rice, sugar, milk, and necessities to the families. On this occasion, Major General Vũ Cao Quân and leaders of relevant agencies came to burn incense and express their gratitude for the sacrifices of martyrs for the independence and freedom of the nation at the Martyr Cemetery in Bình Thủy District.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 7th Cái Răng Lodging Market Cultural Tourism Festival has just opened on the morning of July 10. This time, the scale and activities were expanded and improved, creating more richness and attractiveness for the festival.
Ship's Parade is one of the highlight activities maintained over many years. The opening activity of this year's festival has the participation of about 50 ships, attracting the attention of people and tourists. The festival has 16 activities within 6 days. Many contents were organized for the first time, including a contest to display models of boats and ship trees, a contest on beauty of Áo Bà Ba in the past and present, a tourism digital transformation festival between Ho Chi Minh City and 13 provinces of the Mekong Delta. Additionally, there are traditional activities organized over many periods associated with river characteristics, as well as introducing and promoting the image of Cái Răng floating market culture. 3 generations of my family make fermented pork rinds, wrapped in leaves and fermented pork rinds in boxes. We want to send consumers fermented pork rinds with sweet, sour, and spicy tastes.
Our store has also connected over 10 businesses in Cần Thơ, including Ocar products. We also connected with some merchants in Cái Răng floating market, promoting special products of Cái Răng floating market, such as fermented pork rolls, knitting water hyacinth, pineapple, some agricultural products. We also promoted visitors to Cái Răng floating market's products. We pay attention to renewing propaganda to raise awareness of the whole society about tourism, especially people in Cái Răng floating market, the cultural value of floating market in tourism development, at once having the plan to train, guide people to have knowledge and skills in tourism, creating livelihoods for people in tourism activities on floating market, focusing on calling and attracting many experienced and capable investors to invest in exploiting and preserving the floating market. In addition, we shall create favorable conditions for production facilities and the community to participate in activities of tourists, increasing income for economic development.
Cần Thơ City's leaders also asked department sectors and localities to focus on implementing newly issued guiding documents related to the conservation and development of Cái Răng floating market, as celebrate the development of the project on preserving and promoting the value of the national intangible cultural heritage of Cái Răng floating market culture for tourism development to the year 2030 with a vision to the year 2045. The Garang Floating Market Cultural Tourism Festival in Cần Thơ continues to be one of the efforts of all levels, sectors, localities, tourism community and merchants to jointly preserve and promote the value of goods and services of Garang Floating Market cultural heritage.
Coming up next is the weather forecast. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.